Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So in this, we're going to do today chapter 6, verse 15, and I love this. This is very similar to the previous verse where he was talking about me, keep your mind absorbed in me, and he goes deeper in it a little bit, and he talks about how and like what the benefits are of that. Very, very, very beautiful verse. And the commentary by Swami Mukundanand is just, there is one thing in it that he spoke that is just, I think, life changing. I'm going to be giving those examples in all the future videos from now on. It's really, really beautiful. Okay, so let's sing this verse together. Yunjanena Yunjanevam sadatmanam yogi niyatamanasah shantim nirvana paramam matsansthamadhigachati. Okay. Um, thus practicing constant control of the body, mind, and activities, the mystic transcendentalist, his mind regulated, attains the kingdom of God by cessation of material existence. So I'm going to read the word by word, and then we'll do. Okay, so let me read Swami Mukundanand's one because it's simpler and more straightforward. Thus, constantly keeping the mind absorbed in me, the yogi of disciplined mind attains nirvana and abides in me in supreme peace. So this is, I'm going to read from here because it's a little bit more succinct. Yunjan, keeping the mind absorbed in God. So let's say keeping the Yunjan is practicing here. Evam, thus, sada, constantly, atmanam, mind. This is all Hindi and we know that. Yogi, and he's saying yogi, and here yogi is the mystic transcendentalist, similar thing. Niyata Manasaha, one with disciplined mind, regulated mind, same thing. Shantim, peace, nirvana, liberation of material bondage. Shantim, peace, nirvana is cessation of material existence, yeah. Parmanam, Paramam, supreme, Matsanstham, abides in me, and Adhigachati, attains. That also we've seen, attains Adhigachati, and Matsamstha, spiritual sky or kingdom of God. So that's Sanstha. Sanstha is place, I'm trying to think of the Hindi word which is like that. Sanstha is institution. There's a meaning of sthapna or something like that, which is place. So uh, place in my abode, basically what it means. My mat is me, place in my abode, and nirvana is moksha, which is cessation, which is freedom from material bondage. Okay, so the constantly keeping the mind absorbed in me. So here we're saying keeping the mind absorbed in me. The yogi of disciplined mind, the yogi of the disciplined mind, one with the niyata manasaha. Manasa is mind, and niyata is like discipline, regulation. Abides in me in supreme peace. So there's supreme peace. Paramam, supreme peace is Shantim there, and abides in me, Matsanstham, attains supreme peace in me. Okay, so now so Prabhupada also goes into here and he talks about now ultimate goal in practicing yoga is clearly explained, and that is to um, to enter the abode of God, Sansthan, to enter the abode of Krishna. And so nothing else is important there. Okay, so here this is where it gets really beautiful. So he says that aim of meditation is not just to enhance concentration and focus. So what many people do when they're meditating is they'll meditate on the tip of a flame, or they'll meditate on a candle, or they'll meditate on something, just anything. They'll pick any apple or whatever. They'll pick any object and they'll meditate on it, like on the breath or the chakras or the void or flame or whatever. It's helpful in developing focus. Absolutely, it is very good in developing concentration and focus, and it is very good in getting all of the bad negative thoughts out of the mind, so it purifies us for sure, right? It's definitely very, very good. However, this is where the gold is. The purification of the mind is only possible when we fix it all pure object, which is God himself. So why would we choose something material, temporary, to focus on? If we're going to focus anyways, why would we not focus on God? Why would we not focus on something that's transcendental, that's supreme, that's real, that's spiritual, that's permanent, that's eternal, that is not material world, that's temporary, that'll die, that he talks about in chapter 2 or 3 or whatever it is. Temporary will die, and whatever is um, I think whatever is eternal will is spiritual, and whatever is temporary is material, and it'll die. It's in that chapter. So when we're meditating, so now we're already sitting down in meditation. This is the difference. This is the core difference. This is the beautiful understanding. This is the core difference between the material meditation and the God meditation on God, which is a kind of impersonalist versus personalist. Even this is the core difference I'm feeling, is that the impersonalist will focus on the breath, like the Vipassana, the 10-day silent retreat meditation. It's beautiful. I've done it. It's wonderful, and it cleared me. I came out of Vipassana. This was in 2014. I came out of there, I never ate meat again. Like, I became a total vegetarian, very strong. And I was having dark thoughts before that. They disappeared. So Vipassana is amazing, right? It's really good. And our entire focus is on the breath, which is good. It helps us to get rid of the negative stuff. It helps us to get peace. And instead of focusing on the breath, what happens if we focus on Krishna or God, which is like, so that creates bhakti. How that creates love for God. That creates, it's a deeper thing. So we're spending the same amount of time. So people might say that this is a first step, the Vipassana or the meditation on the chakras or flame or whatever. That's the first step, and then we can go to God from there. But we don't need to do that. We can directly start meditating on God. We can start directly meditating on Krishna's form. We can directly start meditating on something about Krishna, because anything about Krishna is non-different from Krishna. His leelas, his pastimes are non-different from Krishna. His form is non-different from him. So his names are non-different from him. If we focus on that, then we're bypassing this whole thing. Like, we'd have to go through this thing, meditate on a flame, then go through here, meditate on God. We don't have to do that. We can just go straight, meditate on God. Whatever. Okay, so this to me is one of the biggest, this part of the commentary is one of the biggest breakthroughs that I've had in weeks, I would say. So when God is beyond the three modes of material nature, and when one fixes his mind upon him, he too rises above the three modes. Thus, meditating on the pranas may be called transcendental by the practitioners, which is the breath, but the true transcendental meditation is upon God alone. Now, how do we do that? Now, he explains that also. How do we meditate upon God? We can meditate upon his names, forms, virtues, pastimes, abodes, associates, all objects. They're non-different from God and replete with all of his energies. So I've been studying the Shikshashtakam, and the first verse is the third verse or something. No, second verse. Namna Makari Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis, which means in his many names, Bahudha many, Nam named, Akari manifested. In his many names, he has manifested Nija Sarva Shaktis, his personal, all Sarva, all, Nija, his personal, Shaktis is strengths, potencies. So in his many names, he has manifested all of his personal potencies. All, that is the key word. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has written this thing. He's only written 8 verses in his entire lifetime that we know about. So in the second verse, first line, this is what he says. So it's non-different from God. Hence, devotees may meditate upon any of these and get the true benefit of meditating upon God. In various bhakti traditions, name of God is the basis of contemplation. The name of God. We can just meditate on the name of God. We can pick anything about Krishna. We can pick anything and we can meditate on that. There's something about the Ramayana about saying also about the name. However, for most sadhaks, the name by itself is not sufficiently attractive or for enchanting the mind. So we want to attract the mind so that we can keep it focused. Because of the sanskaras of the endless lifetimes, the mind is naturally drawn to forms. So therefore, we can meditate on God's form, and that makes meditation easy. It's called Roop Dhyan meditation. This is so power packed, this commentary. I absolutely love it. Once the mind is focused upon the form of God, we can then further enhance it by contemplating about the virtues of God, His compassion, beauty, knowledge, love, His benevolence, His grace, and all of that. And we can then serve God in the mind. So this is called Mansi Seva. We visualize ourselves offering foodstuffs to Him, worshipping Him, singing to Him, massaging Him, fanning Him, bathing Him, cooking for Him. This is called Mansi Seva. In this way, we can meditate upon the names, forms, virtues, pastimes, etc. So, and all these become powerful means of fulfilling Sri Krishna's instruction to Arjun to keep the mind absorbed in him. And then at the end of the verse, Bhagwan Sri Krishna gives ultimate benefits of meditation, which are liberation from Maya and everlasting beatitude of God realization. So, liberation from the nirvana, basically liberation from Maya, liberation from material world, and the attaining the abode in him, attaining his abode. Okay. What a beautiful, beautiful verse. What a beautiful start to the day. Wish you a day filled with lots and lots of spiritual growth. We'll do chapter 6, verse 16 in the next video. Radhe Radhe.